Positive vibes, positive energy. Hey, everybody. So, my bad. I dropped my amethyst. So, I'm gonna try and get this done in 30 minutes. But I'm coming to you today to give you some of the beginning. Um, I don't think I really went into what gave me as much of my depression and anxiety, so I'm gonna try to go in and get that done here today. So once again, my name is Reiki Tay. My first name is Taylor, and I decided to start this channel because I didn't really find a lot of stuff on my issue that I could really connect with, and I was like, but I found people outside of the internet that I could connect with and that understood what I was going through, and I was like, hey, what if there was something, you know, what if I could fill that gap? So here I am. So once again, positive vibes, positive energy, and yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So my anxiety and depression was initially workplace anxiety and workplace depression, and then it spilled over into my regular life. Now, a lot of people don't realize that well, this incense out the way. By the way, this is the incense that I'm burning. It's called Seven Chakras. Smells so good. Yeah. So, basically mine started off at work, and I didn't realize how bad it was until it got really bad. So I was at the point where I was being overworked. The workload was becoming too much. My supervisor was a trying to think. Yo, I wish y'all could see the list of words that's popping up in my head to describe this person. I'm gonna say my supervisor was not mentally stable. Okay, so let me just gonna go there. And the management was not helpful. And as a woman, us women, we go through a lot working in a department or around other females. So if you can imagine high school for grown people, you have bullying, you have people talking about you. You may have somebody actually putting their hands on you. You have people holding you back from growth. You have people telling lies on you. I mean, it's endless. You have people trying to take your position, and you have people that's trying to make you seem like you're incompetent to do the things that you need to do. And imagine going through all of these things at work and then having to come home. Imagine being literally mentally, physically bullied in your job, in your position, trying to hold it together to pay your bills, only to leave and then have to come home and deal with, what am I going to cook for dinner? I still got to run errands. I still got to pay bills. I still had to have a conversation with my spouse. Still have to play with my kids. And we don't realize how much that is on us. And it was a point in time where the workload for me was just, I can't I can't do it no more. Like, you need to give Sally and them this part of this, and you need to give the other person this part of this, and this person is not doing this part of it, and this is how we need to get this together because I have too much on my shoulders. I don't have no time for myself. I don't know what's going on, but it's just not working. I can't perform how I was before. Can get my word out. Prefer. Why I can't get the word out? I can't get the word. I'm so mad. Performing like I was before. It's just becoming overwhelming. I can't keep working 7 days a week and I'm only supposed to be working 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. I can't keep coming in at 6 o'clock in the morning and leaving at 9 o'clock at night. And then you sending me an email in the morning time telling me thank you so much for your hard work. It's donuts outside my office or it's cookies outside my office. I'm not staying here 12 hours a day for no damn cookies. And we'll talk about that on a whole nother I don't know if I brought that up. I think I did bring it up in one of the videos, but that still makes me mad to this day. Like, my work cannot be awarded with a cookie. I ain't even eat a cookie that time, but beforehand, before I started getting fed up, I was eating the cookies. Thank you for my cookie for my good job. Sad, right? But that's what these companies and jobs do to us, and we don't even realize the game that they're playing. But besides the point, because okay, we got 25 minutes. So I started speaking out like I need help, like and I knew what people to put on the teams and how we can get this to work out. And it was like nobody was listening to me. And I became the target of workplace bullying. So you're probably saying, like, what type of workplace bullying? Because we all go through workplace bullying. You have the manager that doesn't listen but wants to control their team or manipulate them. You have that one supervisor manager that refuses to allow a person to grow that this should be growing. You have that person who wants to watch over you to make sure that you're making a mistake, even though you may have not made none, or you may have made one time, and they hold that precedent against you the whole time. I had all of those. Like, it was to the point where one day, literally, I had got my tooth pulled out my mouth. And I came to work after I got my tooth pulled. Now, I don't know if anybody else had their tooth pulled before, but I'm not trying to have no whole bunch of conversation with nobody and trying to do nothing. And when I was at work, a lot of times, like, if I got a project and stuff going on, I'm not getting up. I got to get this done. Because I was one of those people, I was so hard on myself, like, because I had to make a name for myself. I had to be someone here because I wanted to climb. I basically wanted to climb this corporate ladder. I wanted to be something. I wanted to be able to make change and fix the loopholes that I seen, and I wanted to have a bigger voice. So I was always making sure that I was always involved in something. That way I can be a part of the change or put my input on it. So back to my tooth being pulled, because what I was going to say is that, so one day I came to work and it was an email and it was like, you was making too much noise last week. You may want to go ahead and keep that down so that you don't get in trouble. And here I am, gum still bleeding, thinking to myself, how last week was I talking and making noise and I don't have a dry socket? Please, anybody let me know. Because I would love a piece of chicken right now. I would love a piece of steak, anything. You telling me that I was yelling and making noise in my cubicle, up and down my row, and I just got my tooth pulled. Somebody gonna have to come up with a better lie than that. But the lies never stopped. And a lot of people go through this at work, and we just kind of like deal with it because we got to pay our bills. Who knows how long a person has been in their job and they've been bullied. And management, you have that manager that feels like they can talk to you any type of way, because guess what? I'm a manager. I'm a supervisor. I'm a VP. I'm this, I'm that. Those titles. When you get somebody a title, they just be like, and some people use it as a good advantage, and some people, they don't. And I actually had one manager tell me one time, she tried to get me to do something that was outside of my training document. And I kind of let her know, and I was like, If you train me on it, I'll be happy to do it. If you also provide me with a training document that has been placed inside of, on the SharePoint site or whatever site, I don't know what sites different companies use, or, every company has like I think it's like a HRD or organization that does like, you know, that has the approved trainings and documents and stuff like that. And I was like, if you get something approved and pushed through to show that this is the step that I need to be doing, I do not mind. But until you can give me a document that shows, what I'm supposed to be doing, then I do apologize. My trainer says I'm not supposed to be doing this. My trainer says this is your job. My trainer also says that it's another person's job that's way above me that should be doing this and not me. I shouldn't have the responsibility of this because, okay, one is not in my pay grade. I wanted to say that, but I didn't say that. But no, I'm not doing it because I wasn't trained that way. You don't have a training document that says that I'm supposed to be doing it. The training document says it's your job as well as somebody else's. Sis did not like that. She pulled me in her office and she told me, I have some people that do what I say, and then I have some people that give me a hard time. Okay. And I guess I was the person of hard time because I'm sorry. I just don't do anything just because you said do it. This is my job. I do not want to have no lack of. I don't want to be like, oh, I did it because the person told me to do it. Well, why did you do it, Taylor? Did you know you're not supposed to do it? Did you go to anybody else to ask questions? That's how I maneuver. And she didn't like that. And when she said she literally has people that just do what she says and then she has people that don't, she was serious because in a lot of jobs you have people who will just do something just to be close to the person who they believe they can make those type of decisions, or those type of people that have a high marking within the actual job or career. They align themselves with a person in order to use them in order to get to the next place, or so they think. Or sometimes you have a person in a position of power that aligns their self with someone that they may see weaker in order to gain stuff from them. Or you may also have that person in a position of power that finds somebody that is strong, and then you know what they do? They break that person down because you have people suck your energy. Literally, there's people out here that suck your energy out of you, and you don't even realize that they doing it, and you just become drained and drained and drained. And I wasn't about to be drained. So that's another form of bullying that went through. You ever told a manager no? I told the manager no. And from the day I told the manager no was like an avalanche. So that was the day that I lost my manager's respect. So I had to go to my manager's manager. And, I just explained that, I have never been trained. Your training document says that I shouldn't be doing this, that she should be doing this. Like, this is literally her job. And the reason why it's her job is because it goes to a higher place above me that has to be double, triple checked. And I don't want to be responsible for anything that's not done. And her manager agreed. And her manager made her come up with a document to show that that was different, as well as get someone to train me on how to do it and to make that the new training process, and also explain to me why it showed that it was her responsibility, but now it's being switched off on me. Basically, she said she didn't have the time to do it, so that's why she wanted me to do it. Okay, awesome, cool. Now that we've worked that out, everything is fine. So that's the manager. Now I'm going to go on to the supervisor again. So you ever have that supervisor who doesn't know your job? Knows no one's job? I put my glasses on. Knows no one's job. Just comes to work, Do you have that manager that just comes to work? I mean, that supervisor just comes to work. That's what I had. I had a supervisor that just came to work. She couldn't tell. She couldn't tell you what I did all day. Like literally, she couldn't tell you nothing. But she was a. How do I explain this? She was messy, for lack of better terms. She's very messy. And when I say messy, it was example. Like I said, I was working almost 7 days a week. Me along with my team, we only had a Monday through Friday 8 to 5 job. It was no reason for us to be in an office building that many times a week. And it came a point in time where we started to become frustrated, sick, to where it was almost mandatory that we had to work these hours in order to get our regular job done, plus everything else that was being thrown on top of us. And it was like, I actually had met with somebody, one of the VPs one day, on coincidence. And I was like, we just been having a lot of work and I'm just not understanding. And then you took our overtime away from us, girl. Like, what is going on? Yeah, I took your overtime away because I spoke to your supervisor and she said she didn't know what you were working overtime doing. So you're trying to tell me the person that is giving me the workload does not know what I'm doing. So that's when I started to lose it. Because I was like, how am I working all these many days a week and you don't even know what I'm doing? You're telling people, you're telling your managers that you don't know why your team is at work almost 7 days a week trying to complete a job. Makes absolutely no freaking sense at all. I do not understand it. Okay, leave it alone. So now I know that my supervisor is a liar. So when you find out things like that, you have to tread a little differently with the person that you're dealing with. Then that escalates into a meeting. And then during that meeting, we find out that we never even had any extra work. She was just giving us work to do just because she wanted us to look good. And in fact, we weren't looking good. We were looking sloppy because you told us you told your manager you didn't know why we was at work so many days, and they think that we're just behind on our regular work because we're trying to keep up this extra work and our regular work that doesn't even need to be done. So then she got sent on a leave because of that. Well, no, I skipped that. After we found out that lie, she came back to work and she actually sent out an email letting us know that if we threw her underneath of the bus, that she was gonna basically take us with her on that bus. She said in an email that if you guys throw me underneath of the bus, I would throw you underneath the I would throw you underneath the bus with me. Yeah, that really happened. And you know what happened? And I went to HR. And she got sent home. Because who are you talking to? You don't send your... First of all, how does a person keep their job after that? Because she kept her job after that. And this was after she was also already in trouble for lying. You know what I'm saying? And you gonna tell somebody you're gonna throw the money for the bus. Scary. I don't know what you're gonna throw me underneath the bus for, but awesome. So she got sent home for a couple days. Well, I think for like a week or so. And